Bingaman from Tudor Square, coming to you from the Ripley County Fairgrounds today. We're getting ready for the speed show tonight out at the Horse Barn, but I wanted to take a moment to continue a conversation that we began last week about how you win a multi-offer bidding situation in the real estate world right now, because this last year has been really difficult for home buyers. There's been a real shortage of homes, and there's been a influx of new buyers because of the low interest rates, and so many homes are having 3, 5, sometimes more than that offers on a home, and it's leaving buyers frustrated because it's become really difficult to purchase a home. So how do you go about purchasing a home, and how do you win that offer? Because not all offers are the same, and we need to figure out some strategies and put together some ways of winning those offers, because economists are telling us that the housing market isn't going to change anytime soon and could go into 2023 with this kind of competition for the available homes. So last week we began looking at love letters and how some agencies, some agents are encouraging buyers to write love letters, but ethically and legally, that's just a really bad place to get yourself into. So you can find out more by looking at last week's episode. This week we're going to look at 4 strategies. There's at least a dozen other different things that you can do in order to build a strong offer, but we're going to look at 4 strategies this week that help you help build a package that will win in a multiple offer situation. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to go and get a pre-approval letter. And when I talk about a pre-approval letter, it means going to the bank before going to the realtor, which is a whole lot different than it has been in years past. Years past, you wanted to buy a house, you'd go to a place like ericbingaman.realtor or tudorsquare.com, and you'd begin looking for a house. You might go look at the house, you'd then put an offer on a house. But now we're trying to get into the mind of the seller, and they're worried about whether or not this deal is going to go through. So in order to win a multiple offer situation, you're trying to take away fear, any fear that the seller may have. So one way of doing that is getting this pre-approval letter from the bank, which simply means that the mortgage lender has gone in, they've looked at your credit score, they've checked out and verified your income, they've looked at your bills, and they're pre-approved you for a loan. And in the seller's mind, then they can have more assurance that the deal is going to go through. So that sets you above anybody who doesn't have a letter at all. It also sets you above somebody who might have a pre-qualification letter. Now those are 2 terms that are easily get mixed up very easily. So a pre-qualification letter is just that a lender has kind of looked at your information, but they haven't verified anything, and based on the information, if it's correct, your loan will go through. But a pre-approval letter means that they've checked you out, they've done the paperwork, they've got the credit reports, you're good to go, you're going to get this letter as long as nothing changes. So go get that pre-approval letter from a lender, begin your search there, and then you can hop on to the websites and start looking for a home. Second thing I want you to realize is that you need to pay up. Now I'm not meaning that you need to go crazy and on offer just ridiculous amounts for homes. But what I am saying is there are no deals in this real estate market. If a home is priced fairly, it is going to go for that asking price, if not a little bit more. So don't go into a bidding situation looking for a deal or thinking that you're going to save a little bit money here or there. Offer what you think the home is worth. For instance, I know of a transaction a few months ago where somebody lost out on the home because they thought they were going to save a little bit of money because they had a cash. So a cash offer actually would rank higher than even a loan offer. And so somebody thought they were going to have cash, so they thought they were going to save a little bit of money, so they underbid $50,000 that they would have paid. They admittedly said, we would have paid $50,000 more. In fact, they got mad when they lost the bid because they were looking for a deal. If they thought the home was worth $50,000 more, they should have offered it up and been secure in that multiple bidding war. There were many offers on that particular piece of property. So you're going to go get a pre-approval. You're going to pay up and pay what you believe the home is worth. The third thing that I want you to do is I want you to clean up your bid. There are a lot of contingencies on a purchase offer And all of those contingencies give the buyers outs at different ways. You know, different inspection contingencies. There's a contingency. You know, I gotta sell my house before I buy your house. There's several dozen different little contingencies in the purchase agreement. Clean up and get rid of as many of those contingencies as you're comfortable getting rid of. Take away any fear from the seller that this offer might not go through. Help them feel secure in your offer, and that will set you above any other offer. The fourth thing that I want you to do is I want you to look for ways to add extra value. I've had a couple of opportunities, or a couple of times over the past year, where one person ended up in a hotel room for a couple of months because they sold their house and they couldn't find another one to go to. Had another one where they sold their house, didn't know where they were going to go to when they put it up on the market. So in both of those instances, if somebody would have went through and said, you know what, I'll put you up in an apartment for 3 months, or I'll pay for X amount of time in a hotel room, or you know what, through all of this COVID situation, I didn't take my timeshare, I'll give you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks at my timeshare while your realtor looks for helping you to purchase a home. All of those things would have added value, and they would have taken the offer that was smaller because they valued and they were worried about where they were going to live once the house was sold. You might look around the house and see the things that they're interested in and say, what do I have that may add value to their life that I could throw into the package? You know, you walk through the garage and you see that they have tons of fishing equipment. You got an old boat that you were going to go put on eBay, or you were going to sell online, you know, on the Facebook Marketplace. Add it into the offer. And you know, if you really want the house, and maybe a boat is something that they value, and that'll place your offer maybe just a little bit above somebody else's, because we're looking to add value in every little place that we can, and little things matter. You know, I've had offers in a multiple offer situation lose out for $50 here or there. So add value any way that you can, and those are just 4 of the many different ways that you can add value to a home and that you can win in a multiple offer situation. And there's at least, like I said, a dozen other ways. So if you got other questions, if you want to discuss some of those strategies some more, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to continue the conversation. And if you're looking for a home, I want to encourage you to go to ericbengaman.realtor. And there's all kinds of great ways to search for homes, including by communities. You can look for specific cities to see all the homes that are available in that community. We'll talk to you next week. We're going to look at dog smells, animal smells. We're going to bring in my dog Willow. It's going to be a fun week next week, so we'll talk to you then.